Oh, by gee, by gosh, by gum, by Jove. Oh, by Jove, oh, by Jove, oh, by Jove. Oh, by jingo, won't you hear my love? Can you raise your voice? Louder! I will build for you a hut. You will be my favorite nut. We'll have a lot of little oh, by Joveses. Dress them up in clocks and clotheses. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Egotastic FunTime Watch Party of the Orville. Welcome, Kylie Pratt, Brian Dawkins, Jonathan Perez, Sam Easton, Politico Coffee, Curtis Tate, Georgia from Texas. Curtis Tate, living it up Texas style. What is going on? And all the rest of you I see are filing in right now. We're going to have a great time today watching the Season 3 finale of the Orville, Future Unknown. Hopefully, not the series finale, just the season finale. As we all know, the Orville is still up for renewal. The fact that it's taking so long makes me think it's going to be a very good renewal. Lots to figure out on the streaming side of things, how much money to spend on a new season or a few new seasons. And where exactly it's going to go and fit into the sci-fi market when it comes to the ones and zeros out there that are all vying for your view amongst the streaming wars. Wars that will pit brother against brother, sister against sister, sometimes brother against sister, and vice versa. You guys, it's bloody war out there. Kevin Scott, welcome. Let's pass this off. Hello from Rocket City. We're traveling around now, you guys. Kroom, how is it going? Von Daheim or Daheem? We're just going to call you Von, I guess. Welcome all. Jonah Hill, hopefully don't tease me. Yeah, I still feel really good about getting more Orville. The longer it takes to hear an official announcement, the better it is from the way that I see things. Chris Andrew, hey all, I love these fun ideas. Yes, we are having fun with these watch parties, but don't forget, these are parties. We are here to have a good time together, no matter what we're watching. Sometimes our attention will go directly onto what we're all watching together. Sometimes it might veer off onto other things. All is welcome, all is fine, because we are here to have a good time together. Eusty Shrike, who I like to call Shrike, how is it going? Margot B, hey gang, it's from home in German. Oh, it's a German thing, from home. Von Daheim, from home. So I'll just call you my homie. We must have more Orville. Yes, I absolutely agree. There are so many loose ends that were that started from this season. We want to know what's going on with Ed's daughter. What's going on with Havina's situation right now? Things are going pretty good with Havina and the Sanctuary Planet. Looks like they've gotten into the Union. They are now recognized. They are under the Union care. But big whoop, we got a big old enemy out there with the Mocklins and the Krill. So it doesn't matter if you're under care. They can, under the Union's shield of awesomeness. It doesn't matter. The Krill are still gonna, and the Mocklins are still gonna try to cause mayhem wherever they can. And I guarantee you, the number one focus, the number one thing that the Mocklins want to deal with is this sanctuary planet of Mocklin females and outcasts. So I don't think they're going to be playing by any fair rules of war. They're going to be just doing, as we know, the Mocklins are already capable of torturing people that they definitely should not be torturing, and definitely the Union is not happy with, and they've had no problem with going behind the backs of their allies to do these horrible things, but now they're not even allies anymore. So now what are they going to do? Katrina Astro, YYZ, welcome to the Egotastic FunTime channel. Thanks for joining. You are now infected. Now, of course, infected refers to the fun that we also have talking about the Last of Us series. 4 more episodes of The Last of Us. A new episode tonight at 8 p.m. my time. I don't know when it comes out your guys' time. Everyone's all over the world. I'm so glad we live in a world where we can all enjoy much of the same stuff together, even though we're on all these different coordinates all over this planet. Vaughn talking to Kevin Scott. Danke. Unselber. All getting those greetings, you guys. Because this is not just a place to gather and watch something. This is a place for friends. Just like Brian Dawkins said, this is a friendship situation that we're dealing with right here on the interwebs right now, on the YouTubes. Brian says a news story the other day said Seth was working on Hell to Pay as part of his Peacock deal. Hell to Pay, is that a new show? I figured there'd be a few new shows. There's been shows that Seth has been coming out all along. The entire time that he's been making the Orville, he's been putting out these other shows as well. Hell to Pay. I don't know anything about Hell to Pay. So I know it's hell to pay to get all this work done. But hey, if anyone can get all this work done, it's Seth effing MacFarlane, you guys. Shrike says it's amazing with what Elon Musk has been saying about AI that it's pretty much well addressed in the Orville. Seth is really in tune with what's going on with this planet. Yeah, absolutely. You got to remember, a lot of the stories from New Horizons that really hit home for a lot of people were written 3-4 years ago, because they had that huge delay because of COVID and all that stuff. So he saw all this stuff years ago, and a lot of it is very apropos. Even with the episode about, I think it was the episode about abortion that came out. That was just a day or two before or after when the Supreme Court made that decision about Roe versus Wade. That was written years ago, and it just happened to come out at that exact same time. They didn't know that news was going to break, and it just happened. What was it that that Rena Owen told me about Seth MacFarlane? About she used a very specific word, not just brilliant. She calls them brilliant innovators, something like that, where they can just see what's going on and create things around that idea. Chris Shapiro, will Angry Neutral ever come back? I don't know. It all depends. And if so, he might come back in shorts form. I just have to figure out what that would be. Right now, February has been shorts month here at Egotastic FunTime. I don't just put out stuff, right? I'm always testing. I'm always figuring out the YouTube algorithm and trying to figure out what it is attracted to, what it doesn't like. So with the new push that YouTube came out with on February 1st, which is all about shorts, I'm like, well, let me try it out. Let me test the system. Shorts are great. Shorts are doing so well, but the kind of shorts I put out are different. You know, people make stuff for TikTok, this and that. What I do is I'm such a huge fan of Hollywood, of television, of writing, of comedy. I take some of my favorite stuff and I re-edit them so they become kind of a new thing. Either a shorter version, get to the punchline as quick as possible, or I might just rearrange scenes to come up with a new idea from all kinds of different shows. The Orville, Extraordinary. Lately I've been working with making little shorts that have to do with what we do in the shadows, just to test the system. It's going very, very well. And I don't even know why I'm talking. Why did I start talking about this testing stuff, right? And then that way I can report back what I've learned from the stuff that I test. Next month is going to be Super Streamy March, where I might get rid of this weekend stream just because I'm an adult with a family and stuff to do, especially on a weekend. And I really like to do a lot of work on the weekdays, so I might go to either 3 to 5 streams a week, but on the weekdays. And that's going to be a whole new test. Next month is going to be Streamy Shorts test with, some occasional videos here and there. SFO Alina Australia, thank you so much for that super sticker with kisses. I love the kisses, you guys. And also, if you can let me know how my voice is coming through audio-wise. Is it too high? Is it too low? Is it getting distorted? Because I like to have you guys help me figure out ways just to make the stream better audio. The videos this is as good as it's gonna get, I think. I used to use my super fancy camera, and then that started shorting out a little bit when I tried to do live shows, so I went to my webcam, and I've got my webcam set up in a way where I like it. It feels like almost like I'm using my fancy cam. I don't know. It doesn't get as clear as I would like when it comes to the HDness and the 4Kness. But hey, what you gonna do, right? Spend a bunch of money? I'm not about spending a bunch of money. Not my thing. Well, if I had the option to spend a bunch of money, it'd probably be my thing. But hey, we got what we got, don't we? Brian Dawkins says, hell to pay. Husband and wife deal with supernatural occurrences while working for the Shrouded College. That sounds fun. I would love to see a trailer or something. It's probably too early for that. I'm also looking forward this Friday on Netflix watching We Got a Ghost. I think that's what it's called. We Got a Ghost, and it's a funny comedy. I think it's a movie. I hope it's a movie. I'm getting sick. I used to prefer TV shows, but now I'm like, there's not enough time to watch all these TV shows. They're all 10 hours long. So give me a nice 2-hour movie. I can fit it in. So I'm looking forward to that. Speaking of shows, I did just discover the new show on Peacock, Poker Face, with is it Natasha Lyonne? Something like that. Great show, fun show. It's kind of a mix between Columbo, Knight Rider, and probably Quentin Tarantino. I highly recommend it if you want a fun time. Episodic, yet serialized character-wise, but each adventure every week is episodic. A lot of fun. John Smith, Angry Nerd Troll can come back in the over 25 hate videos. Yeah, Angry Nerd Troll is definitely over 25. He's definitely over 25 now, but a lot of stuff from when he was under 25, he has a lot of opinions about. He remembers them in a certain way where your brain really ups the member berries in your mind. I sound fine. Thank you, Vaughn. I forgot I even asked that question. Thanks for keeping me on track. Sounds great, SFO says. Thank you very much. Hey, Katrina, how you doing? Oh, you already gave me a super sticker. Thank you, Katrina. Sam Easton, it's fine on my end. That's what she said. Sorry, just had to say that. Sorry, Sam. Had to use your comment to say the stuff that sometimes my perverted brain comes out with. CS, background is really cool, and your audio is fine to me. Thank you. My background, I decided to go simple. I hate green screen stuff. That always looks cheesy to me, so I don't use green screens. I did the whole green screen thing years ago, and I hated trying to use green screens. You just never get the lighting right. And I'm like, hey, you know what? I like the original series backgrounds they had with their color splashes on the wall. I'm going with that route. So I had these two lights. I used those. Pretty happy with them. Put them on a nice rotation mode where it goes through the different colors a little bit. So you never know what you're going to get, except for it's always going to be kind of pink and always kind of blue, because that's my channel colors. What is up, Captain Caveman? Long time no see. Greetings from Dutchy Land. Past the Ditchy on the left-hand side. I almost wanted to say Deutschland, but we got a little fun name going on there. Glad to see you, Captain Caveman. Kroom, Challenger, David Brent, Michael Scott here, JP. Thank you so much. That's what she said. That's what she said. Damn it, Dwight, that was my joke. You always get jealous when someone uses his joke that he stole from someone. Love those guitars. Thank you so much. I'm still in the process of getting them working a little bit better than they currently do. Well, the electrics work completely fine. I just want to get some new strings on them. But my favorite acoustic needs some serious work done to it to get it working. And that's the one I like playing the most. Yes, TOS colors. Yeah, that's what I went with. I was like, you know what? I love that so much. I love it when I'm able to get it into HD sometimes. Armin Bender, hello. I just started watching. What have I missed? Nothing really. Just the opening greetings and the icebreakers and the hello. How's it all going? I do have a personal kudos in my life. Not really kudos to anybody, but just like a hey, yay, a fun thing going on in my personal life. if some of you were here last week, last Sunday, my mom called during the stream. And so I answered. I said, hey, Mom, how's it going? I'm sorry, I'm doing a stream right now. I'll call you right back afterwards. So I did that. I called her right back afterwards. The house that she wants to buy out here, she got it. Her bid was approved by the seller. So she instantly started sending over the paperwork, overnighted it. I had to do some stuff as well. Oh man, I got to remember on Tuesday I got to bring the realtor some money to start the inspection. So yeah, she got it and she's moving out here. My mom and her husband are moving out here less than a month from today. And I cannot be happier, you guys. I'm finally, after 13 years, going to have family nearby. And not just any family, the best family. My mom. The moms are the best, you guys. So I'm getting my mom. And then hopefully everyone else will follow suit in my family and head out here as well. Because California is a dumpster fire. Way too expensive. And sometimes it literally is an actual dumpster fire. It's on fire all the time. And there's trash everywhere. So I'm extremely happy. So next month, if I'm doing a stream and I just have a huge smile on my face, that is the reason why. But yeah, you haven't missed anything yet. We're going to be starting the watch party here in just a few seconds. Actually, let me start getting that set up so we can start that, so that we can continue our conversation and then also have a great time with the Orville playing in the background. Let's see. So what I got to do is I have to set up this bad boy. No, don't do that, Hulu. You wait till I'm ready. Hulu tried to play without us, you guys. And then let me press this button over here. So we bring it up. All right. I think we are set up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1. And then when I say and play, something like that, we'll all click play at the same time. And hopefully we'll all end up round and about in the same moments of the show. I won't have the volume on or anything like that. But you can have the volume on your side of things, adjust it the way that you like it. You can turn me all the way down if you want. I won't be offended. So are you guys ready? Let me know you are ready. Dale Murph says they are ready. Thanks, Vaughn. Vaughn says congrats, or happy for me. Family is important. The older I get, the more I have learned that. And now I have my own family. So family's even more better in my brain for me. More betterer. What's up, Absolute AR? You guys ready? Here we go. Looks like people are ready. So you got it queued up on your end, and we're going to all press play on 3, 2, 1, and play. Here it comes. Oh, Henry Mancini's Bachelor in Paradise. Is that what it said? I missed it. Margot's ready. Joseph says, go. Oh, and Isaac. Isaac and that Mancini song together just makes you feel good, doesn't it? Hello, I'm Isaac. Everybody loves me. I'm walking around. I got friends now. Oh, and I'm getting my work done. And people are like, oh, Isaac, I got some stuff for you to double check. Oh, you fixed it, man. Thank you so much. And her baby blue eyes. Embrace your face. The lady wants your closet space. We know how ladies in the 50s are. They just want that closet space. At least that's how the stereotype went, right? And she wants that new refrigerator. And now they have washing machines to sell now. They didn't have them before. We got to get one of those. How about you just do your own dishes, dude? How about that? I wash dishes here. I mean, my wife washes dishes way more than I wash dishes. But when I wash dishes, I go after those things. I get every crumb off of them before I put them into the washing machine. Oh, and Isaac has his banana. We all know who that's for. And that's not a euphemism. That's a literal banana. Squirrel, happy birthday. Oh, I'm sorry, Chris, your Fire Stick crashed. No problem. I can just hover over here, and we are at, oh goodness, what are we at? Not telling me. I know where we're from. The episode's, how am I not getting the action? Oh, okay, here we go. 2 minutes and 7 seconds we are at. That'll get you caught up, unless you still need another minute or two for the thing to uncrash itself. The transvocal scan array is undergoing final, was a confirmation. I'm trying to remember what job they're doing right now. So right now we're moving the conversation over to the renewal of Bortus and Clyden's marriage. It's a lot of fun. Not as everyone's gonna have a great time, but not as good a time as Bortus is gonna have. Oh, you'll catch them, Bortus. You will catch them, and you will share that event together. One thing about this particular episode, a lot of the events going on in this episode, I love being on streaming. If the Orville can really take time with all of them. Every time I rewatch this episode, I re-edit it in my brain. I'm like, man, they would have cut this, they would have cut that. The renewal ceremony, that whole running through the woods would have been almost nothing at all. The whole joke with the pause and Gordon clapping wouldn't have been in there. Primetime TV would have made them cut everything that makes the scenes work and get the optimal response from the scene. Would have been totally shredded. How my robot stole my wife. Oh, Brian Dawkins says check your PayPal. I have to do it on my phone, Brian, because if I do it on the computer, it might mess up the whole watch party here. I'm going to pre-thank you as I navigate to the right spot. I wonder where they filmed this. I probably could find out. I usually find out where they film stuff pretty quick. Sometimes just by looking, because I just know Southern California so well. Like Sargus 4 is definitely Avenue of the Stars, right around the corner from the Fox lot, right at Century City. Take it off, boys. From the trailer of this season, before the episode came out, I thought they're gonna be totally nude. I'm so glad they allowed a little bit of clothing to cover up, a little fanny pack to cover up Clyde and Bortus's fannies. Oh, I have to get a code. Hold on, I'm getting the code. Get him, Bortus. And just making sure it's not Latchcomb. Yeah, I love Tala too. Excuse me, you guys. All right, here's my code. Well, I'm not going to tell you, but I got it. Oops, that's the wrong. Oops. Oops. Oops, oops, oops. So many oops, I'm going to forget the code. Yeah, and I did. No, I didn't. Did I get it? It's loading up, Brian. I got it. Oh, Brian, thank you so much. You are helping to keep the lights on. Very much appreciated. Big thank you to Brian Dawkins, everyone, for we're going to keep Egotastic going. We got at least a few more weeks in us then. So I thank all you guys for your support to help the channel keep going. Very much appreciated, very much needed. And we'll see how it goes next month when we do super streams. We'll do a whole month of extra streaming. There'll be so much streaming, I might have to come up with new things to stream sometimes. We got watch parties, we got chat parties, which I love. Maybe I'll do, I know I plan on doing a little bit of gameplay. Victory! When it comes to the new Orville game coming out. the 2D Adventure Part 2, but this time it's very 2D but yet 3D at the same time. Yeah, I need to look it up and see exactly where they filmed this. I know that, what episode was it? They were out. It might have been, oh God, what's it called? Nothing Left on Earth Excepting Fishes. They might have filmed that right in the little wooded area right next to the observatory. Extreme stream. I might just call it extreme. Back to Twitch. That I don't know. Twitch is just a. I don't think I have to do it at Twitch. I can just do it right here on this channel. I'm trying to stay away from splitting off to all these different directions, and that way everybody is already here anyway. Might as well keep allow them just to come here, a place they already know. But also, Twitch sucks. Unfortunately, zero discoverability on Twitch. Their business practices are horrible, and they're just trying to get everybody. They're trying to get the viewers money worse than any other of these sites because they can't even afford to keep their server going. I understand they need money, but man, they are. They'll do everything to get the money to themselves and not to the content creators. I think we'll just do it right here. That's what she said. No news on season 4 yet, Peregrina, which is good news. If we get news too soon, it won't be the news that we want. But the longer it takes, the better I think the outcome is going to be. There's a possibility that Disney might put Hulu up for sale, but that does not mean that they're going to let go of the Orville. They might say, okay, we're going to keep the Orville, we'll keep this show. With Comcast, NBC being a partial owner already of Hulu, I mean, it would be kind of cool if NBC bought it and then put the show on Peacock, because Seth MacFarlane currently has a multi-year deal with NBC and Peacock. That's his main boss. And I think the Orville would be very beneficial for the Peacock, as my grandpa would say if he was around, the Peacock. But also, I think Disney is better for the Orville. Orville's better for Peacock, but Disney is better for the Orville because of the audience that they've already cultivated. I think Disney is trying to own all the sci-fi avenues that they can. They don't have a Star Trek on Disney. They have everything else. They got the fantasy sci-fi, they got the superhero sci-fi, and currently they have the Orville sci-fi. I think they want to hold on to that because they can never have a Star Trek because Paramount owns that. And the closest thing they can get to satisfy that itch is with the Orville, and also all the new things that the Orville brings to the sci-fi genre, like that pretty ring that he's going to give to Claire. But also, when it comes to the ring, the ring, not the movie The Ring, but having a ring, is there any value to that sort of thing in the future? Back when you can, or not back, but in the future when you can just resynthesize anything and they don't hold value when it, they don't care about monetization, currency as having any value. Will things like rings mean anything? I would think you'd have to have not only a ring that you design yourself, but put lots of little relationship member berries in there. I picked this shape because of this thing that we did. You have to make it mean a lot more than just the worth of it, right? Absolute AR is talking to Joanna, welcoming Joanna and Isabella. I hope you made the watch party. Watch party's here. Anyone just joining us for this watch party and want to watch along at home to get all the sounds and the full picture and everything, we are right now at 11 minutes and 40 seconds. So if you tune to that, you're going to be pretty damn close to where the rest of us are. Nose rings accepted. Rings are the best. I got my wedding ring right here. I love it. I love it. Here, let me put it up to the camera. I'm going to take it off. I don't do that very often. But here is my wedding ring. It's nice and heavy, metal, and it's got an inlay of like blue sapphire or something that's the color of blue sapphire. I think it might be polished wood in there. I don't know. And then what it says, December 17th, 2022, the day, right there. Absolutely love it. What's up? Just Jacine, Jcine. And IRRI is not here yet. Hopefully they get here soon. I also just got, Jessica gave me this really nice wristband from, what's it called? Something Cuff. I can't remember. She loves the store. Rustic Cuff. She said, yeah, you can wear it, take it off, put it away, and then wear it whenever you want. Or you can wear it until it falls apart. So I made the decision I'm going to wear it until it falls apart. This thing is never going to be taken off for any reason until it falls off. No problem, Jcine, Jacine. Jacina. I keep trying to read the subtitles on my main computer screen, but I'm like, I can just look right over here on the OBS and read them right there. And then I can read them all. I don't have this microphone in my way. That's why I keep moving my head. Thanks, Sam. Full brass knuckles. Heck yeah, that's how I would go if I lived in the future and had no limits. And then Jessica's ring that I got her is it's got like triple bands, and then it has a sapphire because that's her birthstone, and then two diamonds on the sides of it, and that's why she got me one with sapphire in it. Jason, okay, I got you, Jason. Jason. It's easy to get a big rock when it's replicated, right? See, this promise that Isaac makes to her is a little hard to resist. So you got someone who you love, who robot loves you back, but also he can be there for all of her ancestors. Not only for her two young boys, but as they grow up, their family, their family's family, he can be there to look after them. And it's Isaac. You know he's going to do it. He's not going to give up on that promise, even though he doesn't have to keep it. She would never know. Philip Baca says Ant-Man was very Rick and Morty like. Oh, that actually sounds pretty good to me. I really liked the first Ant-Man movie, and then the second one was okay. I mean, Paul Rudd, I like Paul Rudd so much I can go along with anything he's in. But it just seemed a little bit more studio made to me, the second one. Didn't have all that heart and soul, and, it wasn't too big, that first one. But if they go nuts and crazy with the third one, as far as like just being weird, I like that. That's why I like all the James Gunn stuff. He brings a little bit of a weirdness to these superhero movies, but also keeps them grounded at the same time. Have you seen Penny Johnson-Gerald on Larry Sanders Show? She looks exactly the same. I believe I have seen her on the Larry Sanders Show. I think a couple of years ago I specifically looked for her on the show because once I heard she was on it, I said, oh, I'm going to find some scenes with her. And yeah, she's looked the same in most of the stuff she's been in. She stays healthy. Yeah, that's robot love right there, Kevin Scott. Yeah, Ant-Man is on my list. I'm at the point now where I don't know if I'm going to go to a theater and see that. I'll wait because it'll be available very quickly. But I'm definitely going to go see Guardians of the Galaxy in the theater. Poor Ed, you guys. He's the only sober one. I like that they're still able to have fun with each other. Hey, sober man. And now he's put in that position of trying to say something, trying to give good advice in something he's definitely not comfortable in. I'm very different. I'd be giving all the advice confidently in this situation. The only time I don't give advice to people is if I feel there's no point. I'm like, you're not going to take the advice anyway, so I'll just say something nice and head on out. Love Larry Sanders' show. Oh, yeah, that's good stuff. I loved the Gary Shandling show. This is the theme to Gary Show. The opening theme to Gary Show. Gary called me up and asked if I would write his theme song. No spin, but Ant-Man is essential to the next Avengers movie. That's one thing I've never even considered, there being more Avengers movies. But yeah, of course they're going to have more Avengers movies, right? It's a company, it's a product. They got to keep the product coming, at least for the next couple decades, right? Well, if Ant-Man is vital to the next Avengers movie, I'll give it a thumbs up because I love the character so much. And of course, Paul Rudd. Lysella is back. Of course, she is from the episode Majority Rule, Season 1, Episode 7, I want to say. Where they go to Century City, California, right next to the Century City Mall, around the corner from the Fox lot. And they find out everyone's a fake douchebag, pretend to be nice to each other so they can get that like. Hit the like button right on my chest. Now, I see no reason with how we left this season that she wouldn't be serving aboard the ship in season 4. Probably not as an officer. I would even assume that she has no desire to ever become an officer, but she can work at Musca's. She can become a lounge singer. There's so many things you can do in this universe. You don't have to sign up for a particular job. You can create your own job. As long as you do it well and benefit people, either with actual life benefits or just, entertainment benefits. It's all looked upon the same way, which is kind of cool. Oh, Curtis is doing a Larry Sanders rewatch on DVD. What was I just thinking about rewatching? I'm always thinking of rewatching, Voyager or something like that, or even TNG. But no, it was something else. It was a regular show. I can't remember what it was. And I'm not going to remember, I'm pretty sure. Brian says, you sing the theme to Love Boat related to the Orville. The Orville. Soon we will quantum away. The Orville. Sometimes aliens are gay. And people, too. Michael Douglas, for those of you who watch movies. Paul Rudd, What Could Be Bad? Yeah, Michael Douglas and Paul Rudd. And they're not even doing a Wall Street movie. Now Paul Rudd is in Wall Street. I'd watch it. Voyager is one of my favorites, Jason. I have a hard time rewatching it because TNG and TOS, they did those remasters. They look so freaking good. So damn good. I have a hard time watching those and then trying to watch Voyager, and it really looks very standard definition, doesn't it? I bet you I'd have a better time rewatching it if I had a CRT television. You're rewatching Voyager right now. Good for you. I was thinking of re-watching Enterprise, because Enterprise looks really good. It's even widescreen. Um, I do have a. It does take me at least 3 or 4 episodes before I'm like, finally. For me, getting through the first 2 or 3 episodes of Enterprise is tough because it doesn't. The stories, I'm just not that into them. But once they get out into space, get an episode or 2 behind them, out in space, I love all the stories. The good ones, the okay ones, the bad ones, I love them all on Enterprise. And one thing I love about watching Enterprise is seeing all the similarities it has, especially story-wise, with the Orville. Now, of course, a lot of people that worked on Voyager and wrote for Voyager work on the Orville now, including Seth MacFarlane. Yeah, I love it too. I've been trying to convince myself just to get over it and stop being a baby about the fidelity and just go back and watch Voyager. Now, of course, Voyager, just like the Next Generation, for me, doesn't get really good till about season 3. And 7 of 9 doesn't even show up till like season 4. Once we get a little farther through the Delta Quadrant, I really start liking Voyager, and they start having more fun. Watching Enterprise at the end of season 1. Yeah, I'm more of a 3.5 season Enterprise fan. Got to get a little ways into season 1, and then I start really enjoying it. But season 2, episode 1, is so freaking good. That's with T'Pol and her ancestors back in the 50s that visited Earth. Or was it her the whole time? We'll never know. Oh, nice. Absolute AR says, I have a 4:3 ratio Android tablet I watch old TV on. I have a Amazon Fire tablet. Maybe I should do that. Or I could just get over it and put a 4:3 window on my computer to watch old stuff on. Dil Murphy, how is their decision going to blow up in their faces? I don't know. Question everyone, what books would you like to be made into films and or TV series? When it comes to books, I prefer TV series. Movies have to just cut it down so far that you can't really ever live up to the book. Very few exceptions. Shawshank is a great movie adaptation, but that's because the Shawshank Redemption story was the novel was only like 100 pages. It was a short story. I do have some editing tools. Right now I've been using them for making shorts, re-editing funny bits from movies and TV shows that are kind of adjacent to this channel's interests. Got to make sure you re-edit them though, because if you just take a scene and just make it into a vertical video and just keep it the same way and don't change it in any way, there might be some copyright stuff going on. I like to change them. I can make stuff funnier. I can make stuff have new meaning, have a new joke, have it hit a little harder. So this was a cute scene. She goes to ask permission, not really permission, but to go over the situation with Isaac, with the boys. And they already knew this was probably coming just from their own observations, and they're totally on board with it. I met Kai, who plays Ty, him. He's a good kid. I really enjoyed talking to him. He was not only a cute kid, but he's a good kid. He made the short, "This ship is sick." So I do have to say, you guys, if you have a channel, or even if you don't have a channel and you want to get one started, I even started for an extra test to test out YouTube. I started an a shorts channel. I gave it a whole new name and everything, and just put some shorts on it just to test it out. It gets those shorts views, you guys. I don't know how long the short views are going to be pushed with the algorithm, because you know they probably want to push a bunch to encourage people to keep making. But I think YouTube Shorts are getting 80 billion views either a day or a week or a month, one of those. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's 80 billion. It might be a day, I think. So they're going nuts with it. It's outperforming everything, and it's a great way to get a channel started. Because even if you have no subscribers or no views, you put out a short, you will get some followers from it, and you will get some views from it. It's a great way for promotion. Even I started doing it a little bit more hardcore about a month before they started pushing them. Before they were monetized. They are monetized now, and it was a great way to get people to find your channel. If somebody watches one of your shorts, your other videos and more shorts will be popping up in their home screen, even if they don't follow you. So they're going to see your stuff more often. So I find people all of a sudden commenting on long form videos that I did forever ago and totally forgot about. I'm like, oh, people are being led to that again. Thank you very much, algorithm. Spaceling by Doris Pierchia. Me not know pronunciations all time. Artemis Fowl adaptation. Vaughn likes that. Beverly Crusher's Teen Years, Janeway 2, Picard 2. Any of these great characters that we like or love or are just into their story. I've been enjoying for the last couple seasons with Picard just to see what Picard is like now. The stuff he's gone through in his life over the last 30 years and how it's affected him. And how he's changed from having life experiences, which everybody who has life experiences should change in some way or form or be affected by those experiences. If not, you might want to go see a doctor. But now with the new Picard season 3, man, they're really doing some Star Trek now. We've only had one episode, but it's a Star Trek episode. It's legit legacy Star Trek. I'm not even gonna say episode. I'm gonna say movie. Legacy movie universe Star Trek is what we're getting right now with the new Picard series. Don't even have to watch the first 2 seasons. You can go straight from All Good Things from TNG straight into Picard season 3, and it will feel like, yeah, this is the natural follow-up from that, except for in movie form. I always prefer the series over the movies, and that goes with all Star Trek, because the movies all of them are made to be movies and have that feel and have that type of action. I haven't gotten a ton of action Picard-wise in this season, which is great. But other people have been handling some more hardcore action, which I think is more appropriate. Picard old. He can still get some stuff done because he's future old. But yeah, give some other people. But the whole Star Trek movie stuff, that started with Wrath of Khan. Wrath of Khan was meant to be a movie with action and the stuff that a regular movie would have to try to become a blockbuster or get tickets sold. But the original motion picture, the motion picture, was meant to be, you know, brainy and more sci-fi and, you know, stuff just happening almost at real time. And they're like, oh, wait a minute, we'd probably do better if we movie this up a little bit. I don't think that'll ever happen with the Orville, because even if they make a movie, these episodes for New Horizons are basically movies, but they still feel like episodes. I think that would be the case if they do a full movie as well. But even if they do a full Orville movie, I think it'll mostly be a streaming service event. It might come out in some very special screenings around the country / world, but really it'll be for streaming. Because even Electric Sheep came out in theaters. I saw Electric Sheep at IMAX. They did that as a special thing. I remember even Doctor Who would come out with special screenings, but it was more like a Fathom event as opposed to a full movie release. So we'll probably never see that. We might not even be able to see regular movies ever again. They're all coming out on streaming services, which personally I actually prefer, because I don't want to go in public, you guys. I hate going in public unless I can be truly anonymous. But not when I'm watching a movie, because, you know, people just, they think they're at home and they don't know how to behave in public anymore. So they'll talk through an entire movie, like I'm doing right now with this TV show. But hey, that's the point of this. This was also a great scene because Isaac comes, of course, and asks Kelly for some sexual relations. I need a little experience before I marry. I don't want to regret all the things I didn't do. Not quite the case with Isaac. He just wants to be a better partner, so he thinks that's what he should do, thanks to what John told him. So she thinks Claire's going to be saying, hey, making moves on my man. But no, she's like, oh, I love you, and I want you to be my bridesmaid. So it became this sweet moment between two friends. Great to see. One thing you don't see a lot on television series anymore is just two people appreciating each other. And then she finds out, hey, what's up? Isaac tried to make some moves on my friend, my best friend, really. One great thing about having a character like Isaac or Data or even Spock, they don't quite get it. Someone tells them something, they take it a little too literally. Vaughn says, I had/have a channel for RCFPV stuff. RexTex Fix? RXTX FX, but I am not active. We haven't been active in years. Chronic Kasha Productions is here, you guys. Hey, Matt, how you doing? Hola to you, hola to everyone. And the Time Warpers. Let's do the Time Warp again. Take a jump to the left. Or you can go to the right. People loved this scene. So many people commented how much they love the scene of Claire just laying into John. And some references to past indiscretions. True live action is gone with augmented reality. Going off on a little, not really a tangent, but going off a little bit, but from augmented reality, I am really looking forward to good, and it's coming. Sometimes it's here if you got the money. Good augmented reality for me seems so much better, so much more fun than just regular VR. I'm all about that AR. Just need something good that's not bulky. VR is still, even though they got, you can get the without wires stuff now, still way too bulky for me. I'm like, get it where I can just put on some shades, charge it up every once in a while. I'll be very happy. This was an interesting scene. I believe most of this is all created by Kit Stolen, concept artist for the Orville, now a concept artist for Picard. I'm sure we'll get him back for the next whatever seasons, because he loves working on the Orville so much, and he's a good friend of all the Orville production and fan community. But yeah, he created all of this, and you can see what he created, and then you can see it put into action here. They did a great job getting it put into action. And we got this whole race, this new intelligent race of creatures that are underneath the ice. And they're like the best mathematicians. Don't know how they evolved to be the best mathematicians. But I love a reminder that super smart brain creatures don't have to be humanoid at all. Gotta take care of your vacuum puppies. I had a puppy going after my vacuum this morning when I was vacuuming. Anytime I vacuum, little Dorgy Ruthie that we have, she's like, she wants to fight the vacuum. And she does for a little bit, and then she gets bored and she goes outside and barks her brains out. Thumbs up. You got it, dude. Absolute AR says VR can feel a bit isolating and confining, definitely confining, until you talk and hang out with other people in VR. Then you forget about the headset. I get that. But my Sweat glands, don't forget about it. No, I enjoy VR, but I don't use it much just because of the bulkiness of it and the tether. I don't like being tethered because the VR stuff that I really like Beat Saber. You know, it's just a game, but man, it's great and it feels good to with the beats and stuff. But yeah, still too bulky for me. I need just shades, just for shades. Habit guy, habitats, Bioman. This scene, Isaac of course picks Gordon to be his best man and to do the speech and all that stuff because he knows he's going to do a great job. His reputation, the way he is. Isaac doesn't really care. He just thinks Gordon would be the best option. But then not Gordon, but Portis vies for it and says, hey, I'm going to be great. I'm going to be awesome. He is a higher rank as well. And so Isaac's like, sure, okay. But man, was Gordon's feelings hurt so much. And then he starts coming up with a conspiracy theory about Portis's need to be praised, to feel like he has talent in more of a right brain style, not just from being a good commander or anything like that, but as an entertainer. I think it's so funny that we come to the revelation that Portis needs to be praised. He needs to feel like he has something to offer people in an entertainment capacity. Kevin Scott, thank you so much for that super chat. Shameless plug for my YouTube channel, Alternative Show Beginnings. TV show intros with the music from a different show, including The Orville. I'll give you a little tip. One that works really well is the Orville theme mashed up with Archer's theme, the outro theme from Enterprise. That one works really well. Another good scene, says Sam Easton, Gordon fighting for best man after a whole season of hating Isaac. Right? Well, I think Gordon came to be back on Isaac's side earlier than the whole season. But yes, when this season opened, he expressed that he doesn't feel that Isaac being forgiven and putting back to work was quite the right way to go. Understandably, I understand his position, Charlie's position, anyone that has a position, you know, after the Kalon attack from the previous season, totally understandable. I do like that even though they have their personal feelings, they still do their job. They still work with Isaac, even though they hate it. They're like, well, this is my job. I'm not gonna let it affect me, even though they got all these opinions. And then Isaac just invited all of Kalon to his wedding because he doesn't quite get it. He doesn't quite get it. And they don't get it either. They just want to support Isaac being back in the collective. They found it reasonable. Yeah, we can make that work. We'll leave some behind to protect the planet and all and keep things running. But yeah, we'll come to your wedding event. And then of course, Kalon Primary doesn't quite get it either. The whole marriage thing. It's like, because to him it sounds like slavery. And he's like, oh, no. We're going to be each other's slaves, basically, is what he said. Vaughn says to Kevin, hey, did you get that idea from JP's mashups? Or did you do that stuff before? Well, I didn't. It's not an original idea for me either. People have been doing mashups for a long time. And if you like sci-fi, you're going to probably automatically come up with some really fun sci-fi mashups. So I don't need any credit from anything because I didn't do anything. And it's really how you put it together. That's where creativity and talent and fervor for that type of art, that's how it really makes its way through. So I don't really see it in that way. I see it just as a great idea. I think you're going to have a lot of fun doing it. I think there's an audience for it. And remember, when it comes to creating stuff and being on a platform like YouTube, it's all about consistency. And by consistency, I mean just don't give up. Keep coming out with the stuff that you want to come out with. Don't worry about, oh, I need to have it on Wednesdays at this time. Nobody cares. Oh, I need to do my live streams on this day at this time. Nobody cares. Don't put that pressure on you. Come out with it when you got it, when you think it's good, when you're happy with it. Put it out whenever you got it. And the consistency comes with just keep doing it. Keep going. But the other stuff, when it comes out, what time it comes out, all the stuff that the gurus are going to try to sell you on, don't worry about any of that stuff. It's hard enough to make a thing without having to put all these rules upon yourself. And we wish you luck. The community says, yes, do the thing, make sure you're happy with it, and don't worry about us, because we're going to be there to check it out. Pranakasha Productions, thank you so much for your super chat. We at Pranakasha Productions are the mashup professionals. Yes, Matt, you mash up a lot of awesome IPs together and make them work. And we got the Orville mixed with Star Trek, mixed with Star Wars, mixed with the Matrix sometimes, and Battlestar this and that. You got it all together. And the Karate Kid, you got it all. When are you going to put Sesame Street in there? I don't know, but I would always do mashups with Sesame Street because that's what I'm into. Sunny days. Everything's okay, man. Feel where the air is clean. Oh, hey, real quick, can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? I can't find it. I've been going around all over the place. I cannot find Sesame Street. Don't ding your thing. Be a thing. Don't ding your thing. Yeah, man. Yeah, Battlestar Galactica. Maybe put number 6 in there. Look how mad Gordon is. He is so... And then when Ed says right now, he goes, are you more mad about this or more mad about when the Kalon attacked Earth? He's like, I'm more mad about this. Look how mad he is. He's like a guy, well, literally a guy complaining to his boss about a coworker he can't stand. Main moment of the whole season about to happen. Yes, this ties it all together. This goes from twice in a lifetime to the future unknown, all bathed in a delicious, eggy treat. He's like, I'm more mad about this. Kevin Scott says, my main channel is my name, Kevin Scott 76, with my professional guitar and cello recordings. Ooh, some originals. Very good. I think Kevin Scott and Pranakasha need to have some conversations with each other. Yeah, Eric the Smoke has Muppets. I remember when he told me that idea, and I instantly was like, yes, you have to do that. And so we started working on it. I believed in that message so much. I'm like, come on, man, you got to do the Muppets. No one else is doing that. No one else is going to do that. You got to claim that idea. I think people are going to love it. So that's great. Rope included. I knew I was going to, what did he just say? About the sandwich, I knew, not that it was going to taste good. It's like, I knew this would, I can't remember. You guys remember, you just saw it. And this is a great idea as well, having Lysella come back, who also does not live in a huge technological society. So she gets to ask all these questions, um, which is a great way to give context to an audience member who might be barely watching this for the first time. They understand what's going on. That's always a great thing to have, that type of character. Someone to be the fish out of water. So whenever a show is explaining, a character is explaining something to her, they're really just explaining it to the audience. Pranakasha just subscribed to Kevin Scott. Yeah, don't cage the Muppets. It ain't easy being green, you guys. Yeah, I want to thank the Orville for all the fish. And all the accepting fishes. Exposition character. That's the best way to do exposition. The worst exposition, I can't stand it, and it sticks out like a sore thumb, are the two characters talking about past adventures. Cannot stand it. It's the most obvious thing. I'm talking to you, Obi-Wan and Anakin. The best is to have a fish out of water character. Oh, you guys! Pranakasha Productions gifted 10 Egotastic FunTime memberships. So 10 of you have just randomly gotten a 1-month subscription to the channel. Now when you chat, your name will pop up in green. You have, so I see your stuff easier, the things that you say, and other people will see it easier. And then also you get badges as well. And I believe you get access to the special Egotastic emojis, which I'll be revamping here over the coming weeks. All new emojis, you guys. Maybe I'll keep 1 or 2, but really we're going to get all new ones. Maybe get some pew pew and some explosion emojis specific to this channel. Maybe I'll even go through the biggest supporter of the channel will get their own emoji. That'd be fun. And then I can figure out, I can design something based on what they tell me to design. Or maybe I'll have a support, an emoji, what do they call it? An emoji-thon, where your support lets you choose an emoji. Just for you, but everyone can use that's a member. So congratulations to Penny. Congratulations to Constellation 982. William. Men my two bunnies. Men my two bunnies. That's what she said. Ravel. Kia Akui. No Money G, and Amanda Stevens. Congratulations to all of you for your new memberships to the channel, and thank you all for being here, and thank you, Matt from Pranakasha Productions for being fun and dippity doopy with Egotastic FunTime and handing out gifts. And thank Bortis for being Elvis. We got to thank that. Hooray! Hooray for you! Hooray for you all. Okay, I couldn't afford the Orville this year. Who got married? Well, if you're wanting to know, Isaac and Claire will be getting married at the end of this episode. And earlier in this episode, Bortis and Clyden got a marriage renewal ceremony, which was a lot of fun and a little bit dirty. And also, if you have not had a free trial of Hulu, you can get a 1-month free trial and just binge watch the whole season. It's great. Chris Shapiro was gifted a membership by Pranakasha Productions. And thank you again, Pranakasha Productions, for your super chat right now. Mark Zekri's Space Command Kickstarter is now, and you can go check out some of my latest tweets on the Twitter page. There might be a link down there. I don't know if I have social media links anymore. It's right up there on one of my latest posts. You can click on it and get all connected with the Kickstarter for the next episode of Space Command. And SFO Elena was Australia was gifted a membership by Pranakasha Productions as well. Pranakasha says Duke, JP, and Lady Jessica are a thing now. Yes, we are the ultimate marriaged. We are marriaged to each other, you guys. And we love it. As soon as this watch party is over, I'm going to go spend time with the person I marriaged and who marriaged me. And I don't know what Claire thinks she's up to. See, Claire didn't even plan on staying too late. And now she's having such a good time. They're like, yeah, she's going to stay. See, this is Bortus wanting to entertain, but he just doesn't know how, does he? But Clyden digs it. So I think it must be a Mocklin thing. I think the entertainment that he thinks he's giving is something that Mocklins would very much enjoy. Thank you so much, Brian Dawkins. Member for 37 months. You are now a clicker. I think I'm going to even get some more names for these different membership levels. I want to have one. This is what I did on Patreon, you guys. The different levels to support the channel. I had different terms from different fandoms. So I think I'm going to go through to this channel and kind of give a little bit of variety. Do one Last of Us title, Orville title, maybe a Star Trek title as well. Now that I'm going to be covering Star Trek, at least for Picard, because the audience is loving Picard so much, I feel like it's kind of causing some healing. So I will be bringing back Star Trek onto this channel, at least for Picard, as long as the fans are enjoying it. So, and I'm not sure if it's going to be videos or just live shows. I kind of like the live show thing, talking about a show together, as opposed to just me pressing record and just talking off the top of my head. I could do that during a live show, but also you guys can come in and say what you think too. Mark Lawrence, thank you. Mark Lawrence just gifted 5 Egotastic FunTime memberships, you guys. Let's see who got them. We'll be finding out here in just a moment. What is up, Matt? Thank you so much. We're just enjoying a nice, lovely season finale of the Orville. Now, this episode kind of was written to be kind of a closer, not a series finale, but kind of something that will satisfy the fans and also give us wrap up some of the previous storylines before we get all the new storylines coming up in more seasons. Because also we had to wrap some stuff up because we started so much new stuff here. The whole Krill Mocklin thing, that's new. That's and is not resolved. It's left open. The Sanctuary thing has been going on the whole time, and we're still gonna have a lot of Sanctuary stuff going on in future seasons. We got to deal with the marriage now. How is the marriage going to go? The actual marriage, the living together every day thing, the kids, all the stuff with Isaac. How's that going to go? Ed's daughter, that's a big one that we got to find out about. So we got a lot of more Orville universe to go through and to learn about in upcoming seasons, as well as whatever they also come up with in those new seasons. I want to find out, one thing I do want to bring back is what happened with Priya. Let's get a Priya update. Because her time in episode 5, season 1, Ed closed the wormhole, so she can't time travel anymore. And probably grew up in a whole new history now. But time travel now does exist again in her timeline, thanks to the anti-banana ray, thanks to the Arnov device and the Orville's influence upon that device. Time travel exists again in her timeline. So how does that change her timeline once again? Who is Priya now in the future? Is she a good guy time traveler, or is she still a bad guy time traveler, or is she even a worse guy time traveler? Be very interesting to find out. I see that being very open as a future storyline. Philip Baca was gifted a membership by Mark Lawrence. And there's some more coming. They're just not all put together like the previous one. They're all scattered. So I'll read them out as I see them. Philip says, thanks to Mark. Mark's a huge supporter of the channel, you guys. Huge supporter. And Pranakasha, too. Those are two huge supporters of this. Brian Dawkins, a huge supporter. Vaughn says, no one without a membership left in chat. Dale Murph says, wow. Mark Lord says, I wonder if it sits in limbo until the next live. Yes. Time stops. As soon as I click in stream, time stops for all of you all. All the things you think you're doing until the next stream is just a fever dream. But in the new revised timeline, she never heard of the Orville. Also, that opens up the conundrum. If she never lived that life, who saved the Orville back in episode 5 from falling into that comet or star or whatever it was? Who did that? This is a crazy timeline that we're in. Oh, and Lysella just got caught shoplifting. Ed says the Orville is not a passenger liner. Yeah, he complains about that a few times in the season, that he feels like that he's just they're just bringing passengers to different places instead of actually out there doing studying stuff, discovering. Will Priya come back as a new actress? That can also happen as well, because she comes from hundreds of years in the future. Just a slight change. One different ancestor gets thrown into the mix over the course of those 100 years. Her DNA would be ever so slightly different. She could totally look different, and it would be fine. They wouldn't recognize her, so that'd be a great way to do a whole, she can sneak aboard, all that stuff, or get into a situation that could come across her character. They wouldn't even know it. So that's a lot of fun right there. Maybe she's got a big old Pinocchio nose. We don't know. Anything could happen. And I love that they could have Priya come back with a different actor playing the character, and it totally works. Totally works. Totally explainable. Had the same thing. Got a mail telling you to enable it. Is that the enable for you guys to actually receive a gift? Because that might be a thing as well. I think I remember reading something about that when YouTube first sent me an email talking about this new feature about gifting subscriptions. We need a movie of Sympathy for the Devil. I would love that. I think it would be a great movie for the Orville. Story-wise, not branding-wise. I think they would never do, at least not for a first movie, a Sympathy for the Devil movie, because the Orville's not even in it until halfway through. You would never see anyone from the Orville or from the future or anything until halfway through. So I don't think they would ever do that, but Seth does want to make it into an episode for season 4, he said. If they do a season 4, he wants to do that episode. And they got to do it because that episode is a guaranteed award winner. Guaranteed. There's no way they wouldn't win awards from that story. It's the best story he's ever written for the Orville. No, Charlize, we were just harking back to season 1 with Charlize playing Priya. Just how she might be able to be brought back in a future season. But no, so far Priya is only in episode 5, season 1. Charlize equals Priya. That is correct. But I love that they don't have to use Charlize if they don't want to. But of course they want to. But if she's busy and they want to get the character out there, they don't have to use her if they don't want to. And it would totally work canon-wise. Okay, Mark Lawrence says individuals need to enable accepting gift memberships. So if you're hoping you get one, if you hoping you win one, but you're not, make sure that that feature is actually enabled. Kroom says, need a listen-along party for Sympathy for the Devil. Ooh, I wonder how I'd get away with that. I would have to figure out how to get away with that. Because that one, because the whole thing is audio, that would be copyright infringement. Which is why with this video I have the image covered and have no audio. If I had the audio, it would get flagged. But having a cover over the video totally works. As long as there's no audio. But, that would have to be a private thing. That would have to be like a Patreon only type of thing, or be worth finding out. It's such a good story. I probably wouldn't talk through it much though, because I'd be too busy listening to the story. Yeah, one thing I've learned over the years is you gotta be very careful with doing online content if you want to be able to continue to keep doing online content. Mark Lawrence says Mick Jagger could do the lead scientist that brings back Charlie, a nod to Freak Act. Well, maybe, but also I do know you can't always get what you want. Especially when it comes to Mick Jagger. I did come up with someone that would be perfect to play the older man in the Symphony for the Devil story. Look at all these Kalon, you guys. Who was it that I figured out would be perfect? Oh, Christoph Waltz. And that's not because it's a Nazi Germany type of story and he was in Inglourious Basterds, just because he would be perfect for the character. Also, maybe he can play the older version of the character. Yeah, everybody has a multiverse. Everything, everywhere, all at once. That's still a movie I'm trying to figure out how to watch for free. Is there a transcript option on Audible? Brilliant! Brilliant, Vaughn. Brilliant. I'll have to look into that. That's a great way to do it. You can't hear it. You can only read it. I think reading something in that form, I don't think there'd be any problem with that. I could talk over it. I could read out a little bit of it. Very good. I have to look into that though, because you got to be very careful if you want to keep your content, if you want to keep your channel going, you got to be careful. But that is very good, Vaughn. See, you guys help. You guys help. Brian says, sorry, I'm out of stripper money. No problem, Brian. You are such a huge supporter of this channel, and I thank you for all of your support to keep the lights on here, to keep these videos, these live streams, this channel going. You have done your duty. Now it's time to rest. Mark Lawrence has got the Isaac emoji going. In this set, which of course is on the holodeck, but actually is really built on the set, Penny was saying that like one part of the day when they're filming something, probably on the bridge or something like that, that she looked into the set and it was just basically a bunch of wood and people planning stuff, but by the end of the day it was this beautiful setup. Transcript. Gotta find a transcript version that's not actually just looking at the pages of the book, because that'll get flagged too. But if it's a subtitle version, that would work. So I wonder if I go on to Audible, press play on it, and maybe there's an option for subtitles or something like that. That'll work. Of course, I'll have to record it for 3 hours. It's going to be a big file. I was disappointed we didn't see the Choctaw this season, but I think maybe they will save them for season 4. Yeah, we also didn't see the Caliban this season, but we were supposed to. In Sympathy for the Devil, we were going to see some Caliban doing some Caliban stuff. Flashback scene, but still valid and relevant. But we didn't get to see that either. But they're saving it for season 4 if they get one. Wife and child feed. Pranakash says stripper money, as in stripped our minds of mediocre content. Yes, strip it. Stripper money. Yeah, SFO says, I can't wait for the new emojis. Maybe we should all have a conversation on the community page where people give suggestions, and then maybe I'll take the suggestions and also the stuff I come up with, have people vote on those ideas, and then that's whatever people land on. And maybe I'll make it a members-only conversation. So only those that are joined the channel can take part and choose, which makes sense because it's for people that are members of the channel anyway. And then whatever you guys come up with is what I go out and I create and put them up there. Usually takes a day or so before they show up after you submit them. Yes, that's the way to do it. I got to remember to do that. I come up with these ideas come up, and then I get so busy doing other things I forget. But I like that idea. There are free speech to text options too. All right, I think we figured this one out, you guys. And I don't think anybody else is going to be doing that particular stream. Look at their rings. Look at Isaac's ring. And then there's Claire's ring. She gets a nice... Oh! So in the next season, when Isaac is in his robot form, his Kalon form, will the Kalon form, I'm sure it will, have his blue ring on? I bet you when we see Isaac in his artificial life form visual, the next time we see him, he will have a ring on. I like it. And of course he will. They're not going to forget that. And when he takes the ring off, there's rust around it, which means it's a low quality ring. Claire. I am able, Dale Murray says, I am able to accept memberships from another YouTube stream. Does that work for all YouTube streamers? I believe so. I believe so. I don't know for sure. I can't guarantee it. I would just assuming that you enable it. It's enabled for all of the YouTube website. All right. As long as you were just recording a crime, the copyright does not apply. A crime? As long as you were just recording a crime, the copyright does not apply. I copyright that crime. I want to copyright a crime. Kevin Scott, I am a spaceman sticker. Ooh, I already have that one made. I already made a whole I'm a spaceman t-shirt. I don't know if I still sell it. If I do, it's on mixtees.com. But I can just take that and turn that right into an emoji. Ooh, very good. Easily done. I can do it right now. Well, I got to go into Photoshop, shrink it down to the right file size, and then do it. We all loosen the jar of pickles. Potato. I am potato. She should have just got Isaac a new finger instead of a ring. Oh, that's totally true. She need the help of the Kalon to get that going. And this scene coming up with the two of them, well, it's coming up in a little bit here, of the two of them holding hands all of a sudden, and Ed's like, hey, what's up? We don't know how far that's going. Because besides even just the lovey-dovey side of their past, they're also true friends. they're each other's person in a romantic or even non-romantic way. They're each other's person. I mean, it's very obvious that Kelly's like, hey, maybe I've been too hasty about this. Not even hasty, just too reserved about this. And, you know, maybe I should give this a shot. Because I've always argued that her reason for not getting with Ed just doesn't work. Doesn't make sense. She's like, oh, his judgment will be off. I'm like, whether you're in a relationship or not, his judgment is always going to be off when it comes to you because he loves you. And you love him as well. Whether you're in a relationship or not, it's not going to make a difference. But maybe she's starting to realize that. But also, we don't know how far it goes. It could have just been a, hey, you know what? I love you. You're my best friend. I love you so much. And then Ed could have taken it as, oh, hey, what's up? And then after this, Ed's like, hey, you want to get a little smushy? And she's like, oh, no. I just love you. I wasn't trying to start anything. Men, am I right? But no, it kind of felt like she was like, hey, let's give this another chance. Let's see here. I just purchased the copyright crime. Anyone who commits crime, talks about crime, or even says the word crime owes me $50. Damn it, John. Payoff. That's a good name for a movie starring Liam Neeson. Payoff. I don't have $1,000,000,000,2. Me either. I wish I did. Well, I don't even want that much. The $2 would work pretty well. But I don't need the kabillion jillion. It is for the cause. In my opinion, I would be a mistake of Ed and Kelly. It'd be a mistake for Ed and Kelly to ever get back together. Well, yeah, I agree. Only in the respect of the series. That's something you save till the end. And the only reason Ed did it here, or Seth MacFarlane did it here, is because he was not sure whether this season would be the end or not. He just wanted to make sure he at least gave it a hint of happening, but not declare that it's actually happening. Because I think during the process, the length that it took for the season to come out, the up in the air with the streaming compared to prime time, he wasn't sure. I think he lost a little bit of his confidence in some ways with whether the series is going to keep going or not. I know that he wants it to keep going, but you know, there's there's money, there's studios, there's all that stuff, there's audiences. You don't always get what you want, like Mick Jagger says. So he just wanted to make sure that this could be a series finale if in case it had to become that, but he doesn't want it to be, but he just wanted to keep us satisfied as a fandom, but leave enough open so he can say, yeah, there's still more adventures to be had. And when I interviewed Mark Jackson, he said, this isn't over. There's still so much story to tell. It's almost endless. So of course that's just his opinion on the universe. We'll have to wait to see what studios say and decide. But yeah, he just wanted to make sure that we felt good about the ending in case it had to be the ending. I don't think it's the ending, though. They really want back. The production really wants to be back in production. They say it all the time. I have some best friends that I say I love you to all the time. Absolutely. And it's always important to let people know you love them. IRG says, life is a crime. I want my money back. I wouldn't mind a refund on some things. But other things were well worth the price, I have to say. What's up, Synchro505? Gordon is just telling everybody that they all owe their lives to each other. That's how dedicated they are. They've all saved each other in different ways at different times, multiple times. Beautiful best man speech with a little bit of humor. We knew Gordon would come through. Gordon knew he would come through. Isaac had no idea. And Bortus is delusional. Pranakasha says, yeah, I so missed the bit cannons and the hype train thing would blow up. The hype train was fun. I do remember that. But Twitter takes half of that hype train, and now they're trying to take more. YouTube gives a lot more than some of the other. I think YouTube is a 70-30 split, but Twitter is a 50-50 split. And I think they're trying to go to 40-60, and they're charging the viewers more money on top of that. Like, you have to buy Twitter money in order to tip bits to the streamers, but even that, they're charging more than what it's worth. Twitter don't know how to run their company. Now with the shorts, there's a whole bunch of other rules. Shorts is, I think, a 45-55 split. But gosh, shorts are so easy to make. And you can put any type of music on there you want, and you're not going to get flagged. So there's different, and they actually are giving money to the musicians, which is actually pretty nice because other places don't do that. Spotify, I'm talking to you, as well as all other music streaming. So I like supporting that. I like supporting fairness. But yeah, YouTube is the place to be. If you're going to be doing a live show, if you're going to be putting up a video, if you're going to be putting up a short, it's the place to go. They're doing it better than the rest. No matter what certain streamers, or not streamers, but creators that feel they're being targeted say. Because, you know, anytime they feel targeted, you look at what they did and you're like, oh yeah, that's why you got flagged. No duh. You left that part of the information out. I agree. More pew, 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 pop, bang, boom, boobies, bombshells, bombastic, bonkers, shaggy boombastic, you guys. I just put out a boobies short, Gordon, the other day. I figured out how to use some AI stuff, and so I did an AI of Gordon doing a commercial about boobies. 1-800-BOOBIES. I wrote it real fast, and I was laughing the whole time, so I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. So you have to go on my short shelf to find it, because I don't have my shorts being sent out to subscribers. You have to actually go to the short shelf, because you'd be so bugged, you'd be annoyed if you got all my notifications, because I put out like 5 shorts a day, sometimes one right after the other. And a beautiful song with everybody's favorite Orvillian singer, Gordon. A nice little farewell, see you next time moment in New Horizons for us. That moment right there was for us and for all the wonderful people that work on this show. See you next time. Won't you be my neighbor? The ship is beautiful. Look at all those panels. So wonderful. I think that's one of the things I loved about the NX-01. Is it was the first time it really looked like a ship with panels put together. The Orville does that, especially in New Horizons, that they were given all those boosts to the effects budget, which now are going to benefit all future seasons. They'll be able to put out newer seasons for a little bit less money because they already did all the work up front for all the avatars and skins and effects and explosions and pew-pews, so that they're able to put out the next season even more quickly and at a slightly less cost because they did all the work ahead of time. Don't let all that work and money go to waste, Disney/Hulu/ possibly Peacock. Don't do it. It's all there waiting for you. With the Orville Newer Horizons. I wonder if they're going to keep... I think they'll probably stay with Disney. I think Disney wants the Orville. It's a thing that no one else... It's a format no one else is doing, and it's sci-fi related. And Disney wants to corner the sci-fi market, and they know they can't do anything. They can't do anything with Star Trek because that's Paramount's property, and Paramount's going to hold on to that property as long as they're still trying to get new subscribers to Paramount Plus. Oh. What We Do in the Shadows is next, you guys, but I can't watch it. I don't have time for that. It's Sunday. It's family day. And now I press this. We say goodbye, watch party. That was a fun one. That was a great episode to do a watch party with. Hold on, I pressed the wrong button. All I need to do is press this button. And we're back. You guys, future unknown. And the future truly is unknown when it comes to the Orville universe. Though I feel it'll be something that we do know again sooner than later. I don't think an announcement's going to be coming by this week, or maybe not even next week, but I feel it's going to be eventually be coming. There's just a lot of pieces to be moved around, a lot of things to consider. Seth has to get some work done for Peacock. And also, let's just be truthful. These people spent 3 years on a single season. They need a break from the show so they can come back all refreshed, ready to go, get those space pew-pews all shined up, ready for us to have them exploded right into our faces. They deserve a break. They deserve to go use their creative juices to go do some other stuff real quick, and then come back and bring back these characters in this universe that we absolutely adore and that no one else is giving us. No money, G. No, G. No money, G. I just took the last of your money, I'm assuming. You got $5 and you decided to give it to Egotastic FunTime. Thank you so much. Very much appreciated. I love that hype super sticker. I do hope that YouTube decides to add the hype train feature, because the hype train feature was so much fun, and it got me to stand up and dance around to keep the hype train going. Hopefully we'll be able to do that again someday. But the hype sticker will keep me going until next week. I've been doing live streams on Thursday mornings. Well, I didn't do it in the morning this time because, actually I have to rearrange everything during the run for Picard. I don't want to do a stream on a Thursday too early. I remember what I was going to do next week, or this coming week, you guys. I'm going to do a Star Trek Picard live pre-show, just like we used to do with the Orville. And then that way we could talk about, everybody can join in, talk about Picard without it getting anything spoiled, because the new episode hasn't aired yet, but it's about to. And then later in the week, we'll do a show where we're just talking about the new stuff. That way people aren't getting stuff all spoiled. Because, we all lead complicated lives. We're not able to all watch the same stuff at the exact same time. We gotta wait till the kids go to bed. We gotta wait till we don't have to wake up early for work. There's different situations for everyone, so we don't get to watch everything all at the same time. So, but I don't want to give too much space where people are done talking about the new thing. Pranakasha Production, thank you so much for another super chat, helping the channel keep going. OMG, the hype train! Yeah, now the hype train is going to be these different colored banners that have your contributions inside them, your stickers, your words, your I don't know, what other things do they put inside these brightly colored boxes besides your love. SFO, Orville fans are the best. Love you all. XOXO. I completely agree. This is the best fandom. There are a lot of great fandoms out there, not so great fandoms, but this is the best fandom. And nobody has been able to prove me wrong yet. And I've been saying it for a few years now. Katrina Astro YYZ, live long and prosper, or Jalong and prosper is how I like to say it. Chris Shapiro says, even if it was renewed tomorrow, it would be 2025. That's been my theory since before this season even ended. There was only a couple episodes left, and I was thinking, wait a minute, I know how hard it is to put this show together and how long it takes, and I know what needs to be done. You have to write a new season, you have to design the new season, you have to get all the concept art, you have to start planning out building certain things and getting certain things done, and then you got to film it, and then you got to edit it, and then you got to promote it, all that stuff. I'm like, it's going to be a while. Even if they started today, it would be a year and a half, 2 years before the season is ready. So I'm hoping they start getting things together, get back in the studio this summer, because even that's going to take a little while to get a quality season like New Horizons put together. It won't take as long as it did because we don't have a pandemic, fingers crossed, and a lot of the pre-work has been done when it comes to effects and stuff like that. So it won't take as long. If they get it started this summer, it won't take as long, but it will take some time to do it right. Just like George Harrison said, it's gonna take time, a whole lot of precious time. It's gonna take plenty of time, but it'll be worth it. That we do know. We've been given the proof in that pudding. Or Orville Illegal Peace Farm. I'd love it if they filmed all of season 4 on a farm. That would be a farm season, kind of like what they wanted to do with Dwight. Have a Dwight spinoff for The Office. That all just took place on a farm. I'm glad they didn't do it because that sucked. That was a bad idea. But it would have been fun if it was the Orville. Synchro 505. I can always get my wife to laugh by singing her the Egotastic FunTime jingle. Still, the very best thing I've ever done is come up with that song. And I came up with it right off the top of my head. It was a one-go thing. I pressed play on the backing music, opened my mouth just to see what would come out, and that's the exact thing that you guys are hearing when you hear the Egotastic theme. I just went back and put some background vocals in it. But Egotastic fun time, it's gonna be a great time. Chris Shapiro, we would all be old if it keeps at this this pace to get 7 seasons. Yeah, well, they only get better and better at making these things. I think now with New Horizons being finished, they know exactly what they're trying to do now. Season 1 and Season 2 were experiments. They were trying to figure out how to make this show. By Season 3, man, did they figure out exactly what they want the Orville to be. It's what Seth MacFarlane imagined right off the bat, back when he first came up with the concept. He imagined just an amazing sci-fi show with stories and characters that people can actually feel like they could be a part of, and that it wasn't that they wouldn't have been excluded if they were actually in that situation. The Orville Animal Farm Edition. Human Kinetic, it's so encouraging to see that there are still so many Orville fans out there, and more coming every day. It's still every single day. After all this time, it's been what, 5-6 months since the end of Season 3? Every day that I go on social media, there is a post from somebody who just discovered the Orville for the first time. I can't believe it. It's amazing to see. And they're like, how did I miss this show? How did I pass up this show? I'm so glad I gave it a chance. It's amazing. So the Orville fandom is bigger today than it was yesterday. And it keeps going. It's steamrolling, you guys. Like, I'm sure a lot of people don't hear about Orville stuff in their news feeds anymore. Not me. I've seen almost nothing but Orville. I mean, some of it's because I engage with Orville content so much, the algorithm keeps sending me more and more. But I'm looking at the dates and times of everything, and it's all current and recent. So have no fear. The Orville community is here, but it grows every day and gets stronger. So that alone makes me feel no matter what happens, even if something is announced that's bad, that it's still going to end up in our favor in the end. Isaac Different Strokes reboot with Claire and the kids. Well, the world don't move to the beat of just one drum. What might be right for you may not be right for some. Written by Alan Thicke, who is a theme song master and a sitcom dad. Was that the Seavers? Was he a Seaver? Synchro 505. I had to work on people for weeks to get them to watch the Orville. Then when they finally did, they got mad that they didn't make them sooner, right? We need more Orville. There's not enough. We've got an amazing universe that we've been exploring, but it's just a small, little, tiny fraction. But we do have what? 12 episodes plus 14 episodes plus 10 episodes. We got a lot of episodes, but not nearly enough. Yeah, what you talking about, Marcus? Pranakash says, I would go for a Leave It to Beaver reboot with Isaac as dad, Claire as mom, and Gordy as the Beeve. Prairie dogs, tornadoes. My mom is so worried about tornadoes. She's moving out here in less than a month. And just like all Californians, she is so worried about tornadoes. I've lived here for 13 years. There's been a lot of tornado sirens over those years, and I've never once paid attention to them. I might go look out the window to see what the weather looks like, but I just go right back to bed. If it's at night, I go right back to bed. I remember we did the live stream a few years ago, and there was a tornado siren going, and everyone's like, oh my God, is that a tornado siren? I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, don't worry about it. But then the power went out, I think, and that's the only thing that ever sucks about the tornadoes is sometimes your power goes out. Not all the time. Sometimes it does. But not for long. Human Kinetic. Does anyone know if season 3 will ever get a home media release, or is that off the table now being with Disney Plus? I'm not sure what Disney's up to, but it is a Hulu original, and Hulu does put their content out on Blu-ray. I assume that will still be the case with the Orville. Now, I don't know if that means season 1 and season 2 will be put out on Blu-ray. I would hope it would, but that I don't know for sure. But I'm pretty confident that season 3 will be put out on Blu-ray. I mean, they put what's the show where they're just mean to women all the time? Handmaid's Tale. That's on Blu-ray, and that's a Hulu original. What's Future Man? I think that's on Blu-ray when I looked it up, and that's a Hulu original, and a bunch of other stuff was on Blu-ray. I do know coming out before the Blu-ray, haven't heard about the Blu-ray yet, but I do know the soundtrack is very close to coming out for season 3, which a lot of people are going to be very happy about because, wow, season 3, I mean, the soundtrack, the music has always been great for the Orville, all the seasons, but there was a huge jump in quality and artistry with the soundtrack for season 3. Do you think we will see Derulio in season 4? I hope so. That can go either way because I don't really see a reason for Derulio to come back, but it would be great to see Derulio. Derulio is one of those characters that people will never forget. Rob Lowe did such a great job. No matter what Rob Lowe plays, and I've actually seen Rob Lowe play some different types of characters, all of them seem like just super nice, right? So no matter what, even Derulio did a horrible thing. He basically is a date rapist, basically, Derulio is. And but you can't help but love the guy, right? I'd love to see Derulio. Just don't know if we need a follow-up. And if we do get a follow-up from Derulio, I would like to see something in his life have changed dramatically or drastically. What if Derulio shows up with actually the one? Maybe he finds someone that he wants to settle down with. Now, I'm sure in his culture that's not quite as not quite the monogamy road as it would be in an Earth style relationship, but still someone that he wants to really settle down with and spend his days with. Synchro says, Breakaway Civilization. People love Blu-ray. I remember when there was the media wars, the format wars between HD DVD and Blu-ray, and that was back when they sold both at the same time. You can either pick the HD player or you can pick the Blu-ray player, and of course they both take the different. You have to choose your format back in the day, and but nobody knew who was going to win. It was on the top of everybody's mind. Do I go with Blu-ray? Do I go with HD? And then the PlayStation 3 came out, which was like $300-400, and it had a Blu-ray player built in because it's made by Sony, and Sony made the Blu-ray player, and they put one of their best Blu-ray players inside the PlayStation 3. So then I was like, oh man, instead of spending $800 on a Blu-ray player, someone can just buy the PlayStation 3, and they can play games with it if they want to as well. Then Blu-ray started carrying porno, and I was like, and everybody was like, okay, that's the winner. If they can play that, they're gonna win the wars. So I guess Sony was smart for putting some cheekiness into their format variety. But I remember when that was just a thing. And it went on for, I don't know, not too long. A year or two, maybe 3 years. People were trying to figure out, even if that. I don't even know if it was a full year. I can't remember. But yeah, I sold electronics back then, so I remember it very well. And every customer had the question, should I get Blu-ray or HD? And I just said, I don't know. Blue sounds way better. Blu-ray is just a cooler name as well. There were so many reasons. The name was cooler. Porno. And you could get it cheap on the PlayStation. Probably did well with PlayStation sales as well. Sneaky Sony. People like porno. It's true. People love it. Hashtag free the boobies. They freed the boobies here in Tulsa like 2-3 years ago. They came up with the laws like women could be nude or probably topless, not nude, because men can. But that law only lasted about 2 days because too many people were taking advantage of the new law and say, look at my boobies. And they're like, oh, we got to shut it down. People are going to take advantage of stuff like that. I don't know why they even thought they could get away with that. I think they should be smart. The smart thing to do is make it illegal for anyone to be topless, male or female. I don't want to see nobody's. I don't want to see a dude's nipples either. Well, I'm not totally against seeing the opposite sex's nipples, but you know what's good for one is good for the other. Make it fair. Just make it fair the other way. I'm a big fan of fairness. Porn always wins the format wars. Yeah, people used to go, oh, should we go with crayons or should we go with markers? But then crayons started coming out with porno crayons, and so everybody picked crayons. But then people caught up and got with the markers as well. What are you doing? Jessica's like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm talking about when Crayola switched to porno. I know what the nude color what is. Too much of a good thing. In Germany, you can sunbathe nude. I'm sure out here they probably have areas that are signed off. Maybe you have to get a nipple permit. I don't know. And but yeah, I know in Europe you can sunbathe nude and do some other things nude. But also it's about as long as people are being respectful, not running through town naked. Which I think is I put out the short where that scene from New Horizons where Kelly is talking to that one alien who shows up to work nude because it's part of their religious thing, the first of every month or some other thing. And they came up with a compromise that, hey, why don't you just put on pants? And he's like, okay, that'll work. And it was all said and done and it worked and both parties were happy. So many people in the comments are like, why didn't they do this to respect the religion or that? I'm like, well, no, you don't just full-on respect somebody's belief full-heartedly. You realize, hey, the people that you're practicing among also have their own beliefs, and most people don't want to work alongside a wiener. So they came up with a compromise that was fair to both of them. That's the lesson. The lesson isn't saying, hey, why don't you wear pants or that. The lesson is they both agreed and were happy about it. And that's the thing for people to learn. It's like, hey, I might want to do this. I might want to wave my wiener flag around. But hey, how does that affect people around me? Let's come up with a solution that seems fair to both of us. And it worked. That's the lesson. People are thinking, oh, she's disrespecting his religion. I'm like, well, first off, you don't know enough about his religion. What if this is the very first time he ever showed up to work naked because there's an age limit to when the naked part starts? Like maybe it starts when you're 35, or maybe he just joined the crew a week ago. They're like, oh, but he's a lieutenant. I'm like, it's an officer exchange. He comes from his people's fleet, his organization, and they did an exchange, and this is his first week. They've never had to deal with it before. I'm going off on a tangent because anytime somebody says something, I'm usually able to come up with 6 or 7 different possibilities. And I'm like, well, why didn't they just think of that? I just saw the message of they worked together to come up with something that was fair to both of them. Curtis Tay, I hear that a Victoria's Secret bras are half off. But yeah, sometimes they're full price though. One iPhone for each breastie. Sometimes all you need is one iPhone. Mark, most public parks. Agreed, most public parks. I'm sure there's something that goes along with that previously in the chat. Free the winner. Free them. All right, you guys. If Jessica's checking in on me, that means she misses me, or she wants to eat dinner or something like that. So I'm gonna go see what my family's up to. I had a great time with this stream. Last week was fun. The week before that was fun, but this one was really fun. So because of that, we'll definitely be doing another live stream this Sunday. I got to figure out what we're watching. Got a lot of options here with the Orville. I'll have to figure out which one sounds the tastiest. I really enjoy oh gosh, the 3rd episode. Why am I forgetting? The complex, the having a life and it's complex. Mortality paradox. That's it. It's not complex, it's a paradox. Complexes are pretty paradoxical. I find the complications. Have a good one, everybody. Have a good one, Chris. Congratulations to all of you that received a 1-month subscription to the channel. You get your extra perks. There's a lot of green highlighted names in my chat, and that is very good to see. Pilot episode, Electric Sheep, I do love that, and I have a lot of stuff to say about that episode. See ya Penny, see ya Katrina, see ya Vaughn, Kylie, Curtis, Chris, Pranakasha, Brian Dawkins, you the man. And Kroom, I see you there. I see all you guys there, and there's more there as well. I'm just not scrolling up or down. So I'll see you guys very soon. I'm going to figure out what time to stream on Thursday. No, Wednesday. I'm streaming Wednesday. Pre-show for Picard. So we can talk about last week and what we think is going to be happening this week. And then, you stay up a little bit longer and the new episode will be available to you. See ya, Irie. I am there. Fire. I got to, you got to deal with it. You got to deal with it. See ya, Mark. Margot, we'll see you guys. And I'm going to be pressing the button right now. See you soon. And remember, we all do better.